Welcome back to the newsroom and this edition of Focus. Today we're looking at how the killing of the former President Laurent Kabila is coming back to haunt the Democratic Republic of Congo. This weekend marked 9 years since he was buried after he was gunned down by his own bodyguard in 2001. The assassination is still mired in mystery, and there's been pressure on the current president, who also happens to be Laurent Kabila's son, to reopen the investigation. More than 50 of his former allies were sentenced for taking part in the plot to kill Kabila Senior and a coup d'etat, and they're serving long prison sentences. Almost a decade on, though, they still maintain they are innocent, and rights groups say their trial was unfair. Now, the current president, Joseph Kabila, took over after his father's death in 2001, and so far he has resisted the pressures to reopen the case. In a moment, we'll look closer at the issues with our correspondent in the DRC, as well as our guest here in the studio. First, though, we'll play you this report.
Once every year, the office where President Laurent Desire Kabila was assassinated is open to the public.
When the assassin came in, he shot him from right here. This is where he was standing.
Where did he come in?
Well, he apparently came in through that door right there. Through that door, yes. And then he stood right here and shot the president at point-blank range, the president who was sitting in this chair.
What do you mean by evidently?
Well, we haven't finished the investigation, so we don't have all the details yet.
The military trial ended in 2003 with the presiding judge sentencing over 50 people to long prison terms, saying they were tied to the murder. Then he stunned the court by declaring, "This trial isn't over." Nine years after the assassination, the country's religious leaders are demanding justice. Even though they have always participated in the annual commemorations, this is the first time they are asking for resolution.
I ask that justice be brought as quickly as possible, so these people can either be judged or set free.
But most say they've already been judged.
No, because the court said that the investigation still has to be completed. They've been sentenced, but the court also said the investigation should continue. He said, complete the investigation or free them.
Free the condemned or reopen the case. Two possibilities the current president and the son of Laurent Desire Kabila has always refused.
Mr. President, do you intend to reopen this case one day or grant them amnesty?
This is the third time Mr. Zeitman has asked me that question, and I've always given him the same answer. And I will give you the same answer again today. The mistake made during the transition was to think that we could attain reconciliation without justice. That's an illusion.
For the head of state, the case is closed. Justice has been done. Only priests bring a little comfort to the inmates serving their 10th year in Kinshasa prison. The trial has been strongly criticized by human rights organizations and, according to the judge himself, is not over.
For more on this, we can now speak to our Arnaud Zeitman, who's one of the journalists behind that report, and you just saw him there in that piece. Arnaud, why do some people want to reopen this investigation? What exactly do they expect to find out?
Well, the assassination, the way it happened, is still very sketchy. Actually, the murderer was himself killed immediately after he went out of President Kabila's office. However, during the trial, the weapon was never found. Also, a small group of guards of the late president managed to escape in the weeks after the assassination. Apparently, they had some help, and they've left Congo. And actually, during the trial in 2003, these people who were allegedly responsible were not there. So observers still have the feeling that actually the 50 inmates that have been condemned and that are still in jail for this case, many of them might be innocent.
Now, Arnaud, in the report that we just saw, there was a soundbite from Joseph Kabila, the DRC president. But could you explain to us more about the reasons that he gives for not reopening this investigation? Isn't he eager to bring clarity to this case, seeing that he's actually the son of Laurent Kabila?
Well, what it seems actually is that back in 2003, when the trial happened, and at the end of the trial, indeed, the judge said this case is not over. However, for Mr. Joseph Kabila, the current president, it was important to show the population that he had found those who were responsible for the assassination of his father. But what's surprising, actually, is that since then, Mr. Kabila has been elected during a free and fair election. That's how they were described by the international community. So there is no such need for him to show that those responsible for the assassination of his father are in jail. What it seems actually is that the president is timid, and there isn't a massive movement here in the Congolese population for this case to be reopened, because people have to deal with their own daily life and their own problems, therefore there isn't the proper pressure for this case to be reopened.
Okay, also joining us here in the studio is Florent Gel, who runs the Africa desk at the International Federation for Human Rights. Let me first put this question to you. I mean, do you want to reopen this case? And if that's the case, why so?
Definitely. I mean, all proceedings and all these trials have been suggested to be unfair, and that was very clear. First, the jurisdiction. It's a military jurisdiction. That means that all judges were militaries or member of the security service, and that definitely is not an independent court. Secondly, the question also of all proceedings have been done very quickly, and now there is just two solutions: or reopening the case and to seek the truth, or to release all the prisoners that are in the very, very, very rushed situation, actually.
I mean, what's at stake here from the perspective of the DRC government as well as the entire country?
For sure, the question of justice and the fight against impunity. From one end, you have all trials that are not fair. The question of High Military Court, that means that military jurisdiction are competent and are prosecuting civilians included. It's the first question. And the second question, at the same time, if people are not badly prosecuting, people are promoting for crimes that they have committed before. That means impunity. And it's the two main challenges of DRC today.
All right, Florent Gel from the International Federation for Human Rights, thanks very much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much to you.
And with that, we're going to wrap up this focus. Thanks also to Arnaud Zeitman, who was reporting there from the DRC. Stay with us here at France 24.